Alright, hello my friends. So, obviously it's been a long time since I've recorded anything, but I've been kind of missing doing the YouTube thing, and I thought I would record a few videos and kind of see how they went. I'm also pretty excited about this game, and wanted to showcase it, so let's just hop right in. Today we're going to be playing Mechabellum, which is a mech-based auto-battler, but it's a lot more complicated than that makes it sound. It's a game with a ton of strategic depth. Each unit has its own individual set of upgrades, counters, counter-counters. You get global upgrades and abilities that you can use round to round, and so there's quite a lot of depth that I've only just begun to scratch the surface of. Kind of wanted to take you on as the journey as I explore this game. So let's queue up, and I'll kind of walk through the mechanics and systems as we go. I've also found that queues are usually quite quick in this game, so hopefully we get a match very soon. I think the 6-second queue is the longest queue that we've had. Looks like my opponent is quite a bit more experienced than me, so we may, just based on the combat power numbers, we may or may not be able to win this one, but we'll do what we can. The first decision that we have to make is what type of units we're picking, and we get to start with a unit comp as well as a global specialist, which kind of determines how our gameplay is going to play out. This guy just gets extra money every turn. This guy has more hit points. I think we're just going to go with the nice, safe extra money every turn. I just like that. This starting unit comp isn't very good. It's all AoE damage and tanks, but so we'll need to buy something that can kind of kill single target enemies. I'm going to place these so that the sledgehammers, which are tanks, can tank for the arc lights, which are just like slightly longer range AoE damage. My opponent has these phoenixes and these fangs. Fangs are swarms, which our unit comp should be very good against, but phoenixes we're going to be pretty bad against. So I think I might go marksman, or maybe even my own phoenix. I think we're going to go with marksman this time. We'll get 2 of those, and we'll place them just behind my own guys, where they can hopefully kill these phoenixes while the phoenixes are stuck to something else. My opponent might be trying to flank us on the side, actually, so I'm going to kind of spread these a little further out, I think. Marksmen are a little bit faster than my other units, so I want them just a little further back. Looks like they went for more swarms. They've also turned one of their units, which is kind of interesting. I guess that makes it more resilient to this. I'm hoping that what will happen is these phoenixes will target on my units and my marksmen will target on their phoenixes, which is exactly what happened, so we should win this round. I can also see what their specialist is. So they just got extra money first round, and we get extra money every round, so I'm actually feeling pretty good about this one. It looks like they, even with their extra money, weren't able to win this first round. I'm going to take this cooldown ability and just place it like right here, try to knock out some of their guys early, and then let's get something that can help us with their phoenixes. I think we still just need... I also want to upgrade my units. Upgrades, I think, are very strong. I think we might just do 2 more marksmen. Just double up on what's working right now. I'm also going to unlock another kind of unit. So let's unlock crawlers, which we can later use to flank. And I think I'm actually going to splurge a little because I have this extra money and put down a couple shields for my units. That way, if he does something surprising, my units will be shielded, and if the shields don't die, they actually last round to round. Looks like my opponent did go a missile, which will hopefully just knock itself into my shield. Yeah, so we countered his play quite effectively there. They also flanked with some wasps, but I think the shield will actually keep us alive through that, which is kind of nice, and we'll be able to place something in a flank position to block those next round. You can place units on the flanks, and it takes them longer to enter the field the first turn they arrive, but after that they just enter normally. So we're going to be losing the fight on this side. Oh no, actually, because his... my opponent has made a slight error, I think. They placed their phoenixes so that because phoenixes are faster than their ground units, the squishy DPS units are arriving before all of their tanking swarms. And that's obviously not what you want. Let's go with... I think I'm just going to keep getting these cooldown abilities. This one lets me summon a big wave of fire in front of his units, and that will hopefully knock out that entire swarm. We're going to be leveling this stuff up. Oh, they actually... those wasps weren't flanking, they were summoned from a cooldown, so we actually don't have to place anything back there. And here, I think I'm going to go with trying to place my opponent under more pressure by placing some crawlers at the back flanks. How close can I get them where these... Yeah, I want them to be where these units won't aggro to them, but maybe the phoenixes will. Looks like they still won't, but that's okay. This just puts them under a lot of pressure because they don't have the ability to react to that. They also... I'm going to build that other shield, and I think I might save my money this round. I could go for one of these unit upgrades, but there's nothing I desperately want. I also should unlock another unit type, because you can only unlock one per round. I'm not going to spend a ton on unlocking, but let's just get these fangs, because it's free to unlock, and maybe I'll have a use for them later. I'm also going to place just one missile, just to help us win, throwing down a few more temporary units. Yeah, it looks like we're distracting these marksmen with these crawlers. That missile didn't do so hot, but all of his individual target units are chasing my swarming units, which means that they're not fighting my heavy-duty units. In the meantime, we're taking down his buildings. When one of these buildings dies, it briefly paralyzes, actually for quite a long time, paralyzes your units, or the game calls it paralyzed, but what it means is it slows them significantly and reduces their damage by a ton. As you can see, every round we're using, we are knocking down their health based on the units that survive. I think we can go for an investment play here. We're crushing right now, so this top supply specialist should give us just a ton of extra money. I think my opponent is going to have to spend heavily this round and maybe even go into debt. I think what I'm going to build this round is just a couple more tanks to kind of block up the lines. They will probably have to defend their flanks as well. And I'm actually going to take out a loan. So we'll get less supplies next round, but more this round. And that should give us enough money to buy this damage sharing upgrade on these sledgehammers, as well as this armor enhancement on these arc lights, which will allow my guys to survive a lot longer. The idea here is if he gets something that kind of clears through these pretty quickly to try to get to my marksman in the back, we have those tanks in the way. As predicted, they had to build stuff to deal with the flanking units. I should maybe have upgraded these as well. Make them harder to kill with these fangs. I'll do that next round. We're clearing through their front line very quickly. I should also get a ranged upgrade on this arc light. They're moving ahead of my sledgehammers, which is not what I want. It's very nice that we were able to go for Alright, well, my opponent has surrendered. I think that's very fair. We were super far ahead. That wasn't a particularly back and forth game, but should be a nice one to kind of ease us into this game. I'll be recording a few more of these, and I hope you enjoyed what you saw. I'll be putting this up as well as probably one video a day for the next couple weeks, at the very least, by the time you see this. So, of course, feel free to subscribe, comment, all the YouTube stuff, and it's good to be back. See you guys next time.